Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I'm back to do another micro daily. Here I am taping together my two 3x4 pages. I'm using mixed media paper again, and I'm also using Distress Oxide and the regular Distress inks on this. Blue color is an oxide ink. I'm creating my background. I'm going to switch to use a purple color. Again, this is the oxide ink as well. And I'm switching back to the blue color just to add another layer, fill in some spaces that I missed. And I'm going to go in with what seems to be my favorite lately, black soot, and this is a regular ink, a regular distress ink, and I'm filling in the top portion there with the black and going around the edge to add some depth. And sometimes I think I do go overboard with the black ink, but I don't know. I just really enjoy using it. So I try to use it on everything, but yeah. I think it's also because I use the vintage photo brown color so much with handmade journals and junk journals that it's like a relief to use the black. Here, this is a piece of wax paper that I've been using to paint on, and I'm just going to put some black craft paint down and use my brayer and get the paint all over the brayer. Then I'm going to apply it to this embossing folder that has these birch trees on it. This is the only tree type craft item that I have, and then I'm going to place the paper or place my background down on the trees, and hopefully we'll pick up that paint. I've done this once before in my art journal. It worked pretty good, so I'm hoping it's going to work here as well. So I flipped it over so I can see, and I'm peeking in, and yes, it did work. It's not perfect, but you can use your embossing folder this way. There I'm just cleaning off the brayer on the wax paper, and I may end up using that piece of wax paper for something else. So I'm going to dry the paint here. And this is just regular cheap craft paint from Walmart. I think is where I got it from. Maybe cost 50 cents. Then I'm taking the black soot to fill in the trees, some of the spaces, the gaps from them actually being birch trees, and just to kind of fill them in, make them a little more solid looking. And again, I may be using too much ink, but I really enjoy using the black soot. And I think this layout in particular is a case of me doing too much. I feel like I did too much. I should have stopped in certain places, but I kept going. But I learned things along the way, and I know better for next time. Seems like I've been saying that a lot lately, too. I know better next time. I went in with the blue again to cover up where I put too much black soot. Here is the tree graphic from Sleepy Hollow. If you haven't guessed, that is what the theme of, well, you should know from the title that that's the theme of this video or of this spread. It's Sleepy Hollow. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies, and I can't believe I actually forgot about it, but yeah. So here I just added some ink at the bottom of the tree to blend that into the background, and I'm going in with these skulls from the seasonal pages, and I made them in different sizes so that I could do the skulls at the foot of the tree, kind of like it is in the movie. I mean, I didn't make creepy skulls, but yeah. I thought they were a good match. So I'm just trying to make them look like a pile, possibly, I don't know, that came out of the tree, but we know they did. And the tree is just, I actually had a photo of the tree that I turned into a silhouette using Photoshop. So, and here I'm just going in after I trimmed up the skulls, adding a couple more because I felt like they needed to expand across the page a little bit more. And trim those up. And here's one of my jack-o'-lanterns and a bone hand that I found. I'm going to put the jack-o'-lantern in the hand and place that on the edge. So I don't have the horseman in the background. I figured that could be his hand. Well, in my thinking, that's his hand holding his head and just kind of being cheeky in putting his hand into our spread. So here I'm just adding the Sleepy Hollow up at the top. Of course, I can't put stickers down straight, so I have to straighten that up. And I'm going in with one of my brush pens to add some color, some bone color to the hand. I'm just trying to find the right color to do that. I thought the white was too glaring, so I went in on the Sleepy Hollow also and added that bone looking color. I think I probably should have left both the hand and the Sleepy Hollow text white, but I don't know. So here I'm going in with my gray mild liner and adding shadows around the skulls to give them depth, to make them look more realistic. And I'm also adding some shading on the pumpkin or the jack-o'-lantern. And I'm taking the makeup sponge with a little of the black soot to go behind the skulls. It gives some depth. And also up top, I'm still trying to dull down some of that white. And then I'm going in with the white gel pen around the tree to try and help it stand out. This is where I went too far. I was trying to help the tree stand out from the background even more, but I don't know, for some reason it didn't seem like it was right to me. It didn't look right. So, but then I went back and added the white back in the hands and back into the Sleepy Hollow because everything seemed like it was getting too dull. And then I added a little black soot around the edge at the bottom, and I went over the pumpkin trying to dull it down some, and I dulled it too much. It was just too much. I tried to wipe it off. I knew that wasn't going to work, but I tried it anyway. So then I just decided to take another sticker, same size, and put it over that pumpkin. So I'm going to peel up the skeleton hand, one of the fingers. Instead of trying to take the pumpkin off, it was easier just to put one on top of it. So I just put one on top, put the finger back. Then I'm going to go back in with the mild liner in gray and add the shading back around the edges and leave the black soot alone for the time being. So here I'm touching up the fingers, the bones with the gel pen. And I'm thinking that I can take my black gel pen and do something about that white, but it wasn't working. So I decided to use the white gel pen to go in and draw the lines that are in the tree. Like in the actual movie, the tree has a very rough texture. So I decided to go ahead and put that texture on the tree, thinking that that would help it stand out as well. Again, I'm not sure that that worked. But then I muted it a little bit with some ink because it was too much. And then I'm going to go back in and highlight just some of the spaces. Then I'm going to use my Prisma marker to add back in the darkness and shadow. So, I mean, I think I recovered it pretty well in the end, but I probably should have left it black and just did some light work behind the tree. But you live and you learn. It just kind of really blended in after I did all of that. But it's fine. So here I'm just going in, adding some more depth up at the top. And I accidentally went over some of the letters with the ink, so I'm putting the white back in. It's like I did a lot of back and forth in this spread. I couldn't get past the white. It seemed more glaring to me, but so here I'm going to go ahead and cut the stickers in half and remove the washi tape. But I didn't cut the skulls good, so I'm going to have to go back and cut that part again. And here I'm just looking at what I've got, and I'm going to actually do this more like a planner spread today and use a box. And I'm also going to add a skull to the box and the word Wednesday and 28. So we only have a few more days to go in October. And then I decided to add a little touch that I thought would tie this all in together, and that is some sprinkles of white that can be interpreted as snow. So I'm adding some white paint, some water, and I'm going to take that white paint and put it in that water and do some splatters all over the page, or sprinkles, or snow, however you want to call it. That's what I'm going to do. And I think that did help kind of tie it together. Kind of made me think more of the movie as well. So I'm just cleaning up my mess. So that's what they look like, and I'm going to go ahead and punch them and get them ready to go into the notebook. And putting the pages on the discs and straightening everything up, getting it ready to take photos. And that's it for this spread. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that little gray bell so that you'll receive notification each time I upload a new video. Be sure to check the community tab and my stories for updates throughout the week. Also, check us out over at patreon.com/Scrapcraftastic for exclusive content and digital downloads. Visit my other channel, Journal Life's Journey, for craft videos and junk journals. You can find me across social media at Scrapcraftastic. Visit my website and shop at Scrapcraftastic.com. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!